D.C., Maryland, and Virginia face teacher shortages. This morning, 7 News is taking a closer look at how much teachers are paid.
Well, reporter Kelly Lynn joins us live now from Rockville with the results of a newly released report from the National Education Association. Kelly, good morning.
Good morning to you both. I'm standing outside the Montgomery County Education Association. This is the teachers union for Montgomery County. That organization is responding to these latest numbers. I reviewed the 70-page report, which finds the average public school teacher in the U.S. received a salary of $72,000 last school year. Another finding, teacher pay has failed to keep up with inflation over the past 10 years. So here's what the report shows for teachers in our area. Teachers in D.C. earned the most last school year, but those in Maryland had the highest pay raises. In the 2023-24 school year, the average public school teacher in D.C. earned a little over $86,000 a year, an increase of just over 2% from the year before. In Maryland, teachers were paid $84,300 per year, which was a more than 6% rise in pay from the previous year. And those in Virginia earned the least, making $66,300 annually, which represents a salary increase of more than 5% from the year before. I asked Arlington music teacher Josh Redhelm if he's considered leaving the teaching profession because of low pay. He told me he loves his job, but has considered pursuing another profession. The Fairfax County resident says his salary makes finding affordable housing difficult.
I have to live 2 jurisdictions away from where I teach. I can't afford to buy a house in Arlington, so I have to live, by car, it's 11 miles, but it takes me about an hour to get to work to and from each day, which really drains on you. If I could earn a salary that's comparable to someone else with my level of experience and education, I could probably afford to live closer to Arlington, but that's unfortunately I can't.
Now, I also spoke to 2 other teachers in Maryland. One of them heads the Montgomery County Education Association. The other one is over the Maryland State Education Association. I wanted to know what they think about these latest findings and what they think needs to be done to increase teacher pay in our area. I also reached to D.C. I'll tell you how D.C. is responding as well coming up in the next hour. Live in Rockville, Kelly Lynn, 7 News.
Look forward to hearing that. Kelly, thank you. Now